I am now joined by Tolu A. Akinyemi. He is a Nigerian based in England. Tolu's nickname is the Roaring Lion of Newcastle. He is an award-winning author who has written 20 books. Tolu is also one of the sponsors of the Black Book Show, and he has been on the platform interviewed by me on several other occasions. Tolu's most recent books are You Need More Than Dreams and The Morning Cloud is Empty. Welcome again, Tolu, to the Black Book Show. We're going to get straight into things. So what I want you to do is, you've published 20 books, 14 of these are poetry. So my first question to you would be, or is, why is poetry at the front burner of your literary endeavors?
Thank you, Makonnen. It's a delight to be on the Black Books show and podcast once again. Yeah, so I think poetry is at the front burner for me because of the brevity of language. We live in a fast-paced world where time is a very scarce commodity. And as with writers, poets, authors, there's a lot of conflicting demands for our time. While I write in the genres of short stories, poetry, children's literature, and essays, I find poetry as a tool for me to reach out to my intended audience using short bursts of words. What I would say, maybe if I want to postulate using minimal words to pass my message across. Words that if I were to write a story, it would take thousands of words to pass the same message across. So I think that is one ability that poetry has, that everything about poetry is brevity. And I'm using that to great effect as well.
So then, with your stellar publishing history, if you were to describe your passion for the written word and seeing your books getting into the hands of your readers, how would you describe that?
Yeah, I think it's a great feeling to be honest. It's a delight for me to see the words on the page, manifest into treasures in the hands of my readers. I have had tremendous feedback from readers from around the world, and this gives me like great delight, and it also encourages me to want to do more, to write more, because the words that I write, once I get the feedback that it resonates with my audience, and it's a delight, not just for me, but for it's every writer's delight that the words you are writing, people out there appreciate your work. And yeah, so I think it leaves me, I feel inspired and encouraged to do more.
You released a collection of poems for young people. You Need More Than Dreams. That's the title, of the collections of poems that I'm referring to. Um, why is that particular book important for young people?
Yeah, I think you know teenage years, and teenage years is a very difficult period for young people to navigate. And You Need More Than Dreams is a collection of didactic poems, instructive poems that would help young people to navigate this difficult time. A lot of young people, because the habits, the choices, and decisions young people make at this time of their lives go on to shape their lives. In fact, it's a period that could make or mar a young person's life. And the collection of poems was written with the intent to help young people navigate through this sensitive time of their lives?
Well, I read some poignant poems in the collection, and I would like you to read, two of them. The poems I want you to read is 16 and Extinct and Pick.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so let me show the book to the camera. So this is a collection of poems. You need more than dreams. 16 and Extinct, after MD Mosley. This is a purification in the solemnity of a falling star, of falling stars, plural. For we are cleansing our space of shattered dreams. Who bewitched us all? Who thought it was okay to erode our shining stars? These tragedies are becoming widespread maladies. It's made the ambience funereal and our streets a memorial of our premature deaths. Thank you. And the second one is titled Peak. If you ask me my peak, whether knife or life, I would take and pluck from the tree of life. There is no substitute for living. Not even a twin can take its place. There is no medal of honor for crime, for serving time. Today is a still mirror. And tomorrow, the moon is kissing darkness. My skin flakes at the thought of spreading violence. No. When they ask you whether knife or life, pick the splendor of living. For this fire blazing, even eyes cannot quench. Thank you.
Regarding the first poem that you spoke of, which is 16 and Extinct, what would be your words on Marvel to young people and their cravings for the gang culture?
Beyond gang violence, life is meant to be treasured, and you have dreams. Don't make bad choices that would lead, that will cut off your dreams and lead you into extinction.
The poem Pick, which is the second poem that you read to us. The poem Pick is a clarion call for young people to make choices. How did that poem come about?
Yeah, so I'll just juxtapose this with the Office of National Statistics, the UK Office of National Statistics. According to their report ending December 2022, there were a total of 49,265 knife crime enabled violence in the year 2022. So I think the poem came about out of the menace of knife crime in the UK, where a lot of young people, teenagers, youths have been cut short due to the prevalent knife crime in the country. It's just a call to action. So that poem was just, was inspired as a message to young people that if you have to pick between knife or life, I would admonish them to pick the splendor of living. So it's a poem that speaks to the hearts of young people that you know, they should not get themselves into the situation where they will involve themselves in, or, into habits or behavior that could cut short their lives. So if you have that option, that opportunity, take the splendor of living rather than involve yourself in gang culture like the first poem alluded to, or knife crime and the poem. Pick. Thank you.
Your exceptional work rate has seen you release another poetry collection on the 1st of March 2023, earlier this year. So, I mean, that poetry collection that I'm referring to is called The Morning Cloud is Empty. So, in regards to The Morning Cloud is Empty, how do you get the job done? How did you get the job done, considering you also run a business and have a full-time job as a consultant?
Yeah, I think, like I always say, we are a bundle of human experiences, and I draw my writing inspiration from the human experience, everyday universal experiences that we all face, people encounter, my own experiences, the experiences of others. As a writer who is rooted in everyday living, so I think in terms of inspiration for the book itself, the money cloud is empty. The inspiration just came about from the human crisis and the climate crisis as well. But in terms of drawing inspiration to write books, in spite of having a full-time job and running a business, I always tell people that you will always find time for whatever you feel is important to you. So every day we wake up, unless you are fasting, you will find a way to eat. Every day we feed our body with the right nutrients to nourish the body. So whatever gifts, talents that you feel you have, I think it is pertinent for us to also make time for that as well. So that is the mantra by which I live my life. I live my life on the premise that my time on earth here is limited, and I have to make every moment count. So I think so inspiration just comes from the fact that while I am here, I have to do the work. And like I always tell people as well, I want to die empty. So dying empty means that I I release most of my works in my lifetime. Dying without dusty manuscripts, if I will say that, or
Mhm.
just maybe a few. If I have to die with I have so many manuscripts of my systems, work in progress, but just not just so much. You get where I'm coming from. So that's the idea.
Well, earlier, I asked you to read a couple of poems from your the book we spoke about, poetry, You Need More Than Dreams. What I'm going to ask you to do, now we're speaking about The Morning Cloud is Empty. Could you read one of the poems that you've, written in that book?
Yeah, let me read one poem. Okay. So I will read Twitter Blue. Since there's all this conversation right now about Twitter, about Elon Musk charging for the blue tick, and you know, uh, he took care of everyone. He asked everyone to pay. Now he gave it back to celebrities. I think with over 1 million followers on Twitter. So I think this is, like I say, I write about everyday human experiences, and I think this is an ongoing conversation around Twitter Blue. So I will read this poem from The Money Cloud is Empty, titled Twitter Blue. £6 99 monthly for a badge of legitimacy. For Twitter Blue, I am an illegitimate poet. I don't give a fuck about a white or blue tick. £6.99 to sink into Musk, Fantasy Island, fuck Twitter, fuck the establishment and their sour cravings. I will use my pounds and pennies to end world hunger, not on a party blundering into darkness. Who needs a badge of verification to balloon swollen egos? I am not a parody, not a tool for verification. I won't sink my hard-earned pennies in the sand and glory on fake glory hunting. Thank you.
Well, the reviews for the Morning Cloud is Empty have been excellent. I've even seen some of the reviews myself. I mean, how do the praises from your readers make you feel?
Yeah, it makes me feel like, what, when you've written a great book, you've done great works, and the acknowledgement comes in from your readers, it gives you that sense of pride. And I think one thing that I will encourage writers as well, let's, you know, it's always good to have the honest reviews come in. It shows you where you are on your writing journey as well. But it makes me feel, I'm happy, I'm delighted, and I also know that I'm doing something great. And even, the times that the negative reviews have come in maybe so many years ago, it helped me to become better in my work. At times, writers will get like negative reviews. I was like, oh, what's going on? And your whole day is messed up, and you're like, oh, this is, you're losing it. But I think what it helped me was just to become a better writer, because without the feedback, without the negative critique as well, the positives will not come in, because that is what helps a writer ultimately, to take an introspective look at the bigger picture. How can I become better? What can I do differently? And I think one of my own personal favorite quotes is that writing is a vulnerable sport. So if you are a writer exposing your ideas to the world, it comes with a lot of vulnerability. And the reviews would not always come out as great. Yeah, fair enough. I've been getting like great reviews on all my books, or especially the most recent releases. But even when the reviews are not great, know that exposing your ideas to the world is not an easy feat. And I would encourage writers out there that keep, you know, take the feedback. Is not everyone is trying to get at you, or get at your work, or rubbish your work. Take the feedback and try to use it to become better at what you do.
So, what's next for you then? What should lovers of your work be expecting next?
Oh, what's next? I have a another collection of poems forthcoming, maybe May, June, thereabouts. Yeah, so it's a unique collection of poems. It's on the theme of financial crime compliance. Interesting and fun fact is that uh, the theme of that collection, I will be the first poet in recorded history to release a full-length collection of financial crime compliance poems. So I think my name is going to be in the history books as well. Because, like, I work as a financial crime compliance consultant, and I thought, why not release a full-length collection in on this subject, since this is where I work and I have great knowledge of this area. Yeah, so that is one in the pipeline. I'm aiming for to release that sometimes in May, June 2023. And also I have other works in progress, but with no tentative date. But I think with my writing journey over time, I tend to, when I write, I write. When I do not write, I don't write. So I don't follow a pattern to say, oh, this, but I have a novel, work in progress. I have a nonfiction books for young people as well. And I think the other day I saw that I have another manuscript, a poetry manuscript on my system. But yeah, so that's the plan for the future. Yeah, so but along the line, something else might come up as is usual on my author journey. But I would just say fingers crossed on what's coming next, apart from what I've highlighted here.
So, do you have any closing words of inspiration for people, that may be listening to this? If there's anyone who can, is there anyone who can, inspire people to write a book, tell them something? If there's maybe any words that you've got of inspiration, like, that's what I'm trying to say, for aspiring authors.
Yeah, so aspiring authors, uh, there's much more you can do, and look at people who have worked on this journey. If Tolu Akinyemi can do this, then there's nothing stopping you to also unravel your own hidden gems. And even if you are not a writer or you are not an author listening to us, I will admonish you that there's something unique to you, something special about you that you can do as well. So unravel your hidden gems, awaken your inner lion, and always remember that dead lions don't roar. So while you are alive, hale and hearty, put your gift and talents to best use. And also, if you're a writer watching this as well, believe in your dreams and don't stop writing. The world wants to read your stories and hear your stories as well. Thank you very much, Makonnen.
Okay, well, we're coming to conclusion of the interview. Before we go, can you please tell the listeners again the titles of your book? Not all the 20 of them, because there's a lot of books you've written. They won't be able to remember them all, but you can tell them that the two books that we've spoken about on this interview, but also where they can find out. You can mention where they can also, go on and where the other books are available from. And yeah, so the book titles of the two we've spoken about and where they can be purchased from, and any other links that you may want to give out to those that are listening.
Yeah, so the title of the books we spoke about today, The Morning Cloud is Empty, a collection of poems on the human crisis and climate crisis bedeviling the world today. And like Makonnen has said, fantastic reviews have come in on this book. There has been no bad reviews, just to to summarize. Excellent reviews all around. And also collection of poems for young people. This is a great collection of young people. For a collection of poems for young people, you need more than dreams. This is a collection that young people in your homes, any young person you can gift it to them as a gift. They will forever treasure this collection of poems. Also, you can buy my books on my website, tolutoludo.com. TOLUTOLUDO.com. And my publisher's website, the Roaring Lion Newcastle.com. I'm sure Makonnen will leave all the links in the description below for you to also check out the information. And yeah, so and my books are also available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and everywhere else where books are sold.
Well, thank you very much, Tolu, for joining us on this edition of the Black Book Show.
Thank you so much, Makonnen.